Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well today. In today's video, I want to talk about Leonardo da Vinci's principle of art and science. Specifically, we're going to talk about how you can apply it to your life, what exactly it is, and how you can start using it in your memory and self-development training. We've gone through many of Leonardo da Vinci's important principles so far, and I think this is one of my favorite ones. And especially if you're a student, a scientist, or an engineer, I think you'll really appreciate this one. Or if you're still young and you want to get to know about the world, and for older people as well, just learn about the world around you, and you'll find this valuable. So, what is Leonardo da Vinci's principle of art and science? All it is a mixing of the two. A lot of people think of scientists as always being rigidly left-brained, so they just think about the equations, they think about how everything's related, but what Leonardo da Vinci wanted to do with his methodology and his thinking, he wanted a blend of the two. So he would go outside, observe nature, and he would take drawings of them, but when he was expressing his ideas, they weren't just rigid and mathematical and logical. He always had a sense of art with what he did. And for many of the greatest geniuses throughout history, especially the scientific geniuses, this is a common theme, kind of a blending of art and science. Great people such as Albert Einstein, they were able to accomplish such great things not because of their mathematical ability, but actually because of their ability to visualize. So visualization, the visual aspect in the right side of your brain, is typically thought to be the art side. So I guess what we're kind of getting at here is when you think about science or nature or the laws of the universe, what you really want to do to see the ultimate insights into how everything works, you want to mix both sides of your brain together. So don't just think about it logically, but try to incorporate some sense of art, some sense of the visual aspect of your mind. And this will help you to see things in ways that you've never seen them before. This is specifically powerful for anything science, engineering, or creative related, because the right side of your brain is extremely efficient at connecting different ideas together. It's far more efficient than most people's left sides of their brains. So if you can learn how to incorporate this into your own memory training and your scientific inquiries in the world, you're gonna make a lot of progress very quickly. And what I think is more important than anything else, I think it makes the whole scientific process far more enjoyable. I also found this with the learning system that I went through. When I went through high school and early college, after being taught to learn by rote, eventually my love for learning disappeared. I started to get less curious about the world around me. But when I started to investigate whole brain thinking and all of these different principles, I started to actually really like learning again. So how can you practice his principle of mixing art and science together? Well, it's actually pretty simple. All you want to do is make sure that you actually have a journal. I know it might sound kind of weird, but having a journal does a couple of important things. I think the most important thing, especially for me, and what they found for many of the great people of history, so Einstein, Tesla, Da Vinci, especially Da Vinci, they all had notebooks. And this created a feedback loop of constant improvement. So they kept generating ideas and writing them down. When you write them down, it kind of solidifies it for the left side of your brain and makes the memory stronger. And what this means is they can easily start building on top of each other. Einstein didn't make his theory of relativity in a couple days or a month. He spent years visualizing and thinking about the problems. So just think about what you can do if you start doing this in your life as well. So what I want you to do is just start writing down all of the ideas that you come up with in a journal. And maybe you don't just write them down. Try drawing them out as well. A lot of people think that they don't know how to draw or they can't draw, but it's a skill that you can learn easily. Just look up a few tutorials online and practice it for a few days and you'll see massive improvement. And this is a great way to also train your visualization skills, because the better you are at drawing, the more attention to detail that you have in your visual spatial sketch pad, which will help you to form new memories, to make new linkages, and I think it just has a whole bunch of benefits. So just learn how to draw, and then you can take that and do the next technique for practicing his principle of mixing art and science. To practice this, what I want you to do, go outside for just maybe like 30 minutes to an hour on a day where you have some free time, so maybe during the weekend or something, and just observe nature around you. Just look at all the little details and start drawing what you see and making logical connections to it. So what you want to do is you're making the drawing, then you just start asking questions, and you start trying to answer these questions. So maybe ask yourself, why is this a rock? Why does it have the shape that it has? Or why is it this certain color? Then start looking for answers and write them in your journal as you make the pictures. And soon you'll get very used to this, and you'll be very good at making observations and just figuring out how things work. So I really hope this was helpful for you guys. And let me know of any ideas or any stories that you have of how people have mixed art and science together to make some of the greatest insights into the ways that the universe works. So I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a good weekend.